Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today's video is going to be kind of a recap on my brain surgery process, more about my recovery process, because I had a whole video about when I was in hospital, but this is kind of from then onwards to now. So I wasn't allowed to work for about 3 months and do not much for 3 months. So if you guys want to know all about that, just keep on watching. So basically I had a grade 2 astrocytoma, and there's different grades of brain tumours, I guess. There's about 5 different, I think. But yeah, that was what mine was, and there's grade 1 to 4. At one point, one of my MRI scans, someone thought that I had a grade 3, but luckily my surgeon was like, nope, it's grade 2, so that's really good. How I'll talk to you guys about it is, firstly I'll talk about what was the first steps after surgery, and then I'll talk about my eyes, I'll talk about my speech, and talk about my recovery, as in like working out and that kind of thing, and then also just keeping busy and keeping myself occupied. So firstly was discharge, secondly was my steroids, was my steroids. So I had steroids for about 7 days afterwards, and literally my eyes, like, it was so weird. Like I felt like I was drunk, like it was crazy for the first week, and I didn't even know it was from the steroids. I just thought like, wow, is this what I'm gonna be like? So that was pretty crazy. Then I remember going into minor 10 and everything was just swaying from side to side. It was ridiculous and crazy. But yeah, so that was kind of one thing that I had to have. And yeah, it will just make me loopy. And the third was having my staples removed. So I had that about 7 to 10 days after my surgery, and it didn't hurt at all really. I'll have to show a little clip, even though I've already shown it somewhere else, but I'll just show it anyways. It didn't really hurt at all. Lots of people had said that it would hurt, but it didn't really hurt at all. I was just still really tired and that kind of thing, run down. The fourth was having my eye appointment. So I'll show you guys a picture of that. So this is my left eye. Can you guys see? This is my right eye. Both of them are on my peripheral vision, so I can't see in both of my peripheral vision basically. So it's about a fourth of each eye that I can't see out of, which was kind of scary because we didn't really get told that could happen at all when we had our initial consultant with the surgeon, but it happened. So, but I don't really notice it, to be honest. Like, it's not even like a few times that I've really noticed it, so it's not like a huge deal. But yeah, so I had to have that. The last step was a follow up with the radiation oncology. So I had a phone call about, what was it, like a month, 3 weeks after surgery, saying that I wouldn't need radiation for the first 3 months, which is fantastic. No one wants to have radiation, so I'm really glad. But obviously I see my surgeon in about 2 weeks, so I could have to have that eventually because I didn't get it all out. So yeah, I could possibly need that eventually. First thing that I had to do was, I guess, basically my sleep. So for the first like 3 weeks, for about a month after surgery, I would sleep every single day. I couldn't really be around a lot of people. I would have to have, if I saw more than one person from my family, I'd have to have a sleep, and it would just get too much. My head, it was just pounding, and I just couldn't be with more people. I just remember this one time, it was only like a week after my surgery, and my whole like extended family came around, and everyone was being so loud, and I was just like, I just need to get out of here. Like, I just need to get out of here. And I loved people coming and seeing me all the time, but I was just so tired that kind of, I don't know, it was hard because I was just so tired, and I obviously wanted to see people and they wanted to see me, so I wanted to make the effort into seeing them, but I was just so exhausted and tired for that first month. I did go out sometimes. I remember this one time I went to the base and I was like, yeah, sweet, like I'm good, I'm gonna be good at the base. I remember going there and I was just like there for 20 minutes and I was like, let's go, I need to get out of here, I need to get out. And I just felt like everyone was staring at me. So I guess like a massive thing in the recovery is just making sure that no one even looks at you or knows what you've been through. So in my head I was just like, oh my god, everyone's like, oh my god, the girl that had brain tumor, like surgery, like no one thinks that or looks at you. Even when I had my hair up and I had my staples in, no one looked at me at all. So I just wanted to add that when I was at the base, the reason why I couldn't be there for too long was because it was just so bright in there, and I just couldn't really go outside at that time in like the first couple of weeks because it was way too bright, and in the base it was just so bright. So basically when I was in hospital, I would write down things because the surgeon would come and ask me what things were, and I would write down things that I couldn't remember. So like this is a pen cut, which is a scissor. Key to open door, and apparently that's a key to open door, so I would do that all the time. Different things like that, and I'd just have to, like when I first obviously was in hospital, I could barely name things. When I woke up, I didn't know my family's name, I didn't know what anything was, and that was like so scary. Like it was just frustrating. I just remember this nurses would always come and ask me where I was, and I just wouldn't know where I was. Like I know where I was, but I just couldn't name it, and it was so frustrating, for me. But when I had my therapist come in when I was in hospital, they said I didn't need to have therapy, it would just come right eventually, hopefully. It wasn't like a guarantee, but I did have like a nurse that I see and like talk to quite regularly, and she's kind of like my safe person that I can ask questions to. She can ask the surgeon questions. So I asked her if she can ask the surgeon about me having therapy, because the reason I wanted to have therapy was because I was going overseas to Aussie for Cat in the Hat, which you guys know about, I think. So I really wanted my speech to be good for that. I had lots of different things that I had to go through, and basically I had about 2 weeks where she would go over things and find out what exactly was wrong. So what I had wrong was that my speech, like I know what I'm wanting to say, but I can't connect what I want to say to the actual word I want to say, if that makes any sense. Like I just can't get the word that I want to say. Like I can get words around it, but I can't actually get the actual word I want to say, which is really, obviously, really hard and confusing and annoying and just so annoying. So for the first month after surgery, I'd go on YouTube and look up basically baby videos about how to say words about like fruit and animals and things like that, and they'd show like a image of the fruit or the animal, and I'd have to try and name it, and like even like a baby video, I would probably name like 3 out of 10 of them off the spot. Like, so now that would have been about a month later that I actually went to the therapist, and she said that yep, we're gonna do therapy. So I have that until I go to Aussie. And basically what we did was kind of like, I would name things, like these pictures, and I have to write the names for them, and some of them it would take me a long time to remember, but I went through this process if I didn't remember. And basically it's like group, use, action, properties, location and association, and I'd go through that for whatever it was, and try and get me to remember the word that it is, the name, so that I didn't have to, if they said kind of like one letter of the word, I would get it, but I would try and not have to have help at all. And then another thing that I would do, name like 3 different things out of a category, so like kinds of oils, and I have to name 3 different kinds of oils, or like things that are deering, and I have to name 3 things that are deering, and that's quite hard for me to think about it in my brain at the moment. So I'd have to do that, and I do that about once a day. Well, I try to do it once a day. Last week I couldn't really because I was doing Cat in the Hat rehearsals, but I did definitely try. But I'm still doing that. I'm doing that once a week until I go, and then hopefully it gets better and then I can talk better, because obviously it just gets so frustrating and it's kind of embarrassing, especially like you know those like Donbury places where you pick what you want, or like any kind of food place and you pick what you want. I couldn't, because of this pressure situation, I couldn't pick what I wanted, like fruit, or like not fruit, like this is me being like, I don't even know the word, like lettuce. Like I couldn't even say that because I'd be so frustrated, and like I just couldn't even say it. So yeah, that was really hard. 2 weeks after surgery, I went for a run in the treadmill. I think that was the hardest thing, was not being able to exercise, because I would exercise quite a lot before. We literally went for around 2 weeks afterwards. That's ridiculous looking back at it. At the time I was like, sweet, I'm good to go, but no. I remember going to my nurse a couple weeks after when I went for my runs. Like, I would only go for like a few minutes because otherwise any longer my head was pounding. But my nurse was like, honey, like you need to sit down and relax. So I think that's like the biggest thing about my recovery process, was just learning how to actually sit down and just relax. So, but after about 2 months I was allowed to go to the gym, although I just did home stuff, and then at 3 months I went to the gym. I hope I've talked about everything, I guess. So it's just more about my speech, sleeping, my headaches. Oh yeah, my headaches. So I'd get really bad headaches. So I'll just have to take like pills like every single day, like always have them with me because I get really bad headaches. Half of my head was like completely numb, so I couldn't sleep on my side, so I'd have to sleep on my other side, where I usually would sleep flat against the pillow. So it was hard, like just things that I needed to adjust to were quite hard. And I'd just always be tired all the time, that kind of thing. But I guess kind of keeping myself busy kind of period of my recovery was I would be cleaning the house every day. So my mum loves me now because I clean the house all the time. YouTube has kept me really busy, seeing friends, walking, going for walks, just getting out of the house, keeping myself busy was really key to my recovery process. Making sure I wasn't super bored, eating the right foods, which I mean the first couple weeks, because of my steroids that I was on, all I wanted to do was eat, like all I wanted to do was eat. So yeah, but after a while like I'd get over that, and I'll just try and like eat really good stuff. Obviously in majority like I'd have ice cream and stuff all the time too, but just keeping myself healthy, myself busy, and just, yeah, I think that was just like one of the main processes in my recovery. But yeah, I think just the main thing was my speech, making sure that I was, every couple days I'd be going onto that YouTube thing and going on the baby sites and looking up fruit and that kind of stuff. And then now having these stuff to go through, it's just really all just helping me a lot on my recovery. So I guess my recovery for the first month, just to recap, first month was like sleeping, just really just recovering my head, making sure that I wasn't doing too much exercise, even though I was not good at that. I don't know how I did that, why I did that. Looking back I'm like, and so the second month was kind of starting to get myself back into things, keeping myself busy, starting to do my speech by myself. And then the third month was going to my speech therapist, starting to exercise more, and yeah, so now I'm slowly getting back on track, and I see my surgeon in about 2 weeks and having my MRI in about a week or something, and I will definitely vlog that and show you guys and talk to you guys about what happens from there and everything. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope that it made any sense and helped people that are going through this process, because I know that I'm lucky, because my recovery process compared to other people's processes is probably completely different. Lots of people have different processes in their recovery, and some people probably could barely do anything for 3 months, whereas I could do quite a lot in my 3 months. So I think it's just nice for people to look at the people's different experiences, that when they have it they will understand what theirs is like and compare it to other people's. And I think that's kind of cool, just to like look at other people's experiences. So yeah, if you guys liked today's video, please like and subscribe down below. It would mean the world to me, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye!